Have you ever walked into a room, caught your reflection, or smiled at someone and thought, I feel good today, like really good? That quiet moment of self-recognition, that warm feeling of contentment, isn't just in your head. It might be a subtle sign that you're thriving in ways even you haven't fully noticed. There's something remarkable about reaching your 60s, 70s, 80s, or beyond and realizing that you're not just surviving, you're flourishing. In a world that too often talks about aging in whispers, as if growing older is something to be endured rather than celebrated, we want to shine a light on the truth. There are very real, visible, and powerful signs that you're not just aging, you're aging well. This isn't about denying time or pretending you're still 25. This is about standing proudly in who you are and recognizing the beautiful markers of health, strength, and spirit that radiate from within. If you've ever wondered whether all those walks, the laughter, the little moments of discipline or joy are paying off, this is the reassurance you didn't know you needed. These 8 things don't just hint at your health, they shout it loud and clear. And chances are, if you're watching this, you're already embodying more of them than you think. You see, one of the first signs of a healthy senior is not something you can touch, it's something you feel. It's that inner vibrancy, that zest for life that dances in your eyes and spills out in your laughter. When you greet the day with curiosity instead of dread, when you find beauty in the simple things, a blooming flower, a warm cup of tea, a heartfelt conversation, that's vitality. This emotional resilience, this positive outlook, is a hallmark of healthy aging. It's the difference between waking up thinking another day versus, what can I do today? Studies have shown that seniors who maintain a hopeful, optimistic mindset tend to live longer and enjoy better physical health. And it's no mystery why. The mind and body are deeply connected. When your heart is light, your step often follows. That little spark in your soul, that ability to find joy, even after hardships or loss, that is a silent, powerful signal that you're doing more than okay. Then there's movement. Not necessarily running marathons or lifting heavy weights, but the graceful, purposeful movements that tell a story of a body that has been well cared for. When you walk upright, with balance and confidence, it speaks volumes. That steady stride through the grocery store, the way you bend to pick something up without wincing, the fact that you can get up from a chair without needing help, those small acts are massive achievements. They tell the tale of muscles that are still strong, joints that still cooperate, and a life that's been rich with activity. Flexibility, mobility, and balance are some of the most immediate visual signs of a healthy senior, and they're often the result of consistent, intentional movement, daily walks, stretching, gardening, dancing, or just staying active in your own joyful way. When people see you move, they may not say it out loud, but they notice there goes someone who's still full of life. Next is your skin and eyes. Yes, your eyes, that mirror to the soul. A healthy senior often radiates with clear, bright eyes that reflect not only good nutrition but a deep connection to the world around them. There's a certain glow that health gives. It doesn't mean wrinkle-free or perfectly smooth skin. No, it's the quality of your skin, the way it reflects hydration and circulation, the natural color in your cheeks, the softness or firmness that reveals years of self-care. And the eyes? If they're alert, focused, engaged, those are all signs of good neurological function and emotional wellness. People notice these things. They might not know why you seem so alive, but they feel it. That vitality, that spark in your gaze, is unmistakable. It says, I'm still here, still curious, still participating. That's health. That's wholeness. Another instant giveaway is your energy, not the kind that has you bouncing off the walls, but the sustainable, calm energy that carries you through the day without needing to collapse by 3 p.m. You may not realize how rare and beautiful it is to have that kind of energy in your senior years. When your days are active, your sleep is restful, and you have enough fuel in your tank to enjoy life, that's something to celebrate. It reflects healthy internal organs, stable blood sugar, good cardiovascular fitness, and strong mental health. Whether you're volunteering, cooking meals, walking with friends, or chasing grandkids around the yard, your ability to engage consistently without exhaustion is a sure sign your body is working with you, not against you. Mental sharpness is another powerful indicator. If you can hold a conversation, recall details from the past, make decisions clearly, or even still enjoy learning something new, you are shining. Cognitive vitality doesn't just happen by chance. It's built through habits like reading, social interaction, brain-stimulating games, proper nutrition, and managing stress. When you speak with clarity, express opinions with confidence, or surprise younger people with your insights, you're showcasing a mind that hasn't dulled with time. And that's something incredibly special. Too often, we expect forgetfulness or confusion to come with age, but that's not a given. If your mind is still agile, that's proof of a healthy senior life. Let's talk about independence, the kind of quiet dignity that comes from being able to take care of yourself. Whether you live alone, with a partner, or in a community, if you're managing your own day-to-day activities, getting dressed, preparing meals, running errands, you are demonstrating something profound. Independence is a reflection of physical strength, mental clarity, and emotional stability all working in harmony. It's not just about being alone. It's about having the capacity to navigate your world on your own terms. And that freedom, that control over your life, is not only a privilege, it's a sign that you are thriving. People notice when you carry yourself with self-sufficiency. It makes them think, this person is still very much in command of their life. Another unmistakable sign? Your relationships. Healthy seniors are often surrounded by love, not always in the form of a large circle, but in meaningful, genuine connections. If you have friends you laugh with, family members who reach out, or even one trusted confidant, you are rich in emotional health. Human connection is one of the most powerful medicines we have. Loneliness, sadly, is a major health risk as we age, but the opposite is also true. Meaningful relationships boost longevity, lower stress, and increase happiness. If people feel comfort in your presence, if they come to you for wisdom or warmth, if you're the kind of person others love being around, that says something vital about your emotional well-being. Your openness, kindness, and ability to relate to others is a radiant sign of inner health. And finally, perhaps the most beautiful and underrated sign of all, gratitude. A healthy senior often carries a deep sense of appreciation for life, for people, for the moment. You've seen enough to know what matters. You understand loss, and because of that, you treasure what remains. Gratitude creates resilience. It turns ordinary days into blessings and simple acts into miracles. When you speak about your life with more smiles than sighs, when you can say, I'm grateful for today, even with aches or challenges, that's a soul that's healthy. That's a heart that's whole. And it doesn't go unnoticed. People feel drawn to that peace. Gratitude is magnetic. It tells the world, this person knows what it means to live. So maybe you didn't realize it, but just by being who you are, by doing the little things you do every day, you are giving off signs of strength, wisdom, and wellness. You might not feel like you're doing anything extraordinary, but trust me, you are. The way you carry your years with grace, how you smile at strangers, how you keep moving forward even when it's hard, all of these are signs that you are not only a healthy senior, but an inspiring human being. There's no single test, no perfect benchmark, but when someone sees you, your energy, your kindness, your spark, they know. Here is someone who is aging with beauty and strength. If you've recognized even one of these signs in yourself, celebrate it. If you see a few more, embrace them. And if you have all 8, know that you are a shining light to everyone around you. You are proof that age is not a decline but a deepening, not a loss, but a layering of richness, not an ending, but a continuation of the most beautiful story, yours. Keep being you. Keep showing the world what real, radiant health looks like at any age. Because you are not just doing well, you are extraordinary. And while we've explored those 8 revealing signs of a healthy senior, let's go even deeper into what makes you not just healthy on paper, but truly alive in spirit. Because health isn't only measured in steps or test results, it's etched into your presence, your decisions, and the subtle ways you interact with life. Sometimes, the most overlooked indicators are the most powerful, and chances are, they're already part of your everyday world. Let's peel back those quiet layers of your routine and shine a light on what makes you radiate strength, wisdom, and well-being without even trying. Take, for example, the way you approach food. Not in a strict or obsessive way, but in the conscious choices you make without thinking twice. If you're someone who genuinely enjoys nourishing meals, who takes the time to sit and eat rather than rushing, that's not just discipline, it's health in motion. Maybe you still cook with intention, finding joy in preparing fresh vegetables, trying new recipes, or sticking with the comforting meals you've always loved, but with just a touch more mindfulness. That kind of relationship with food, balanced, joyful, respectful, is a powerful sign of internal balance. It means your body isn't just fed, it's fueled. When someone sees you choosing a vibrant salad over a bag of chips, it might seem small, but it's actually monumental. It says you value yourself enough to care deeply about what goes inside. That kind of daily self-respect doesn't happen by accident. It's a legacy of living well. And then there's the way you speak. Words are like fingerprints. They carry the imprint of your inner world. If you still express yourself clearly, if your stories come with vivid details, if you ask thoughtful questions and remember names and faces, that's cognitive strength at its finest. But even more telling than clarity is your tone. If your voice carries warmth, curiosity, or excitement, it reveals emotional health. Seniors who speak with compassion, humor, and energy have often worked through years of emotional growth. That kind of emotional intelligence can't be faked. It's the result of facing challenges head-on, learning from mistakes, and continuing to grow long after society assumes you've finished evolving. When people hear you speak, it often brings calm or inspiration. They may not say it out loud, but inside they're thinking, this is someone who's truly well. Let's not forget about creativity. That might seem like an odd metric for health, but it's one of the clearest indicators of a vibrant mind. Whether you still paint, write, dance, decorate your space with care, sing in the shower, or even just daydream with delight, creativity is health made visible. It shows that your mind is still exploring, your soul still playing. So many healthy seniors nurture hobbies that feed them emotionally and mentally, and they don't do it to pass time. They do it to enrich time. When someone walks into your home and sees a half-finished puzzle, knitting needles beside the couch, a camera, a sketch pad, or even a well-loved book with folded pages that tells a powerful story, it says, this person is still creating, still imagining, still connected to wonder. And that's not just healthy, it's extraordinary. Let's also talk about purpose. Healthy seniors often have a deep, abiding sense of why they wake up in the morning. It doesn't have to be something grand or public. Maybe it's caring for a pet, writing letters to grandchildren, volunteering at the local shelter, tending a garden, mentoring someone younger, or just being present for the people who need them. Purpose is a quiet flame that never burns out. If you have something that keeps you moving forward, something that makes you feel needed or useful, that is emotional and mental health in its purest form. Purpose reduces stress, sharpens focus, and increases resilience. When others observe how committed you are to something beyond yourself, they're not just seeing a busy retiree, they're seeing a whole, healthy human being whose life still pulses with meaning. Your surroundings can also reveal your wellness. Have you ever noticed how some homes feel alive? There's laughter, order, a sense of peace. A healthy senior often lives in a space that reflects intentional living. Not perfection, not spotless minimalism, but care. A healthy home says, someone here loves themselves enough to create comfort. It might be the photos on the wall, the fresh flowers on the table, the way books and blankets are placed within reach, or even the music playing in the background. These aren't decorations, they're extensions of emotional and mental health. The fact that you've created an environment that supports you, one that brings you joy, comfort, and energy, that's a huge, often unspoken, marker of well-being. Visitors may not comment, but they feel it. They feel the warmth, the safety, the harmony. And that's because it radiates from you. Let's dive into another powerful reflection of health: your ability to adapt. Change doesn't get easier with age. In fact, for many, it becomes more daunting. But healthy seniors often surprise the world with their flexibility, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. If you've learned to use new technology, tried a new routine, moved to a new community, or opened your heart to a new way of thinking, that's adaptability. That's resilience in action. And it's something that instantly reveals inner strength. You're not stuck in the past, even if you cherish it. You're living in the now. Maybe you joined a class online, learned how to video chat with family, or changed how you shop or travel. Every little adjustment, every time you say, "I'll try," you are showing a level of vitality that many people half your age struggle to maintain. Let's take a moment to acknowledge humor. Laughter is a healing force, and the ability to find lightness, even in difficulty, is a sign of a mind and spirit that are truly healthy. If you still laugh easily, crack jokes, or enjoy a good story, you're tapping into a source of resilience that keeps the heart young. People gravitate towards seniors who can laugh, not because everything is funny, but because they've learned to hold life's pain and beauty at the same time. Your ability to smile, to find joy, to laugh at yourself, that's health. That's freedom. That's wisdom polished by time. The sparkle in your eye when you chuckle? That's proof you're still deeply alive. And what about compassion? True, deep, ongoing compassion for others and for yourself. Healthy seniors are often the most empathetic people in the room. They've seen enough to know that everyone's fighting their own battles. If you're someone who listens more than you speak, who reaches out without being asked, who remembers people's names and stories, that's emotional fitness. It takes a strong heart and a centered mind to care so consistently. And it doesn't go unnoticed. When people feel safe around you, when they open up to you, when your presence brings calm or clarity, that's not just kindness, it's a living, breathing sign that you are well. Sleep is another powerful, often invisible indicator. If you're resting well at night, drifting into deep, restorative sleep, waking refreshed instead of drained, that's a profound marker of your body's internal health. Good sleep hygiene doesn't just happen. It's usually the result of balanced habits, reduced stress, steady routines, and physical wellness. And if you're the kind of person who values that, who turns off screens, settles into a bedtime ritual, maybe listens to music or reads a calming book, you're practicing health in one of the most important ways. Rest is when your body repairs, when your mind resets. And when people notice you're alert, calm, and centered throughout the day, it's often a reflection of how well you're sleeping through the night. Your breath, yes, something as simple as how you breathe, it is also a quiet but powerful indicator. Healthy seniors tend to breathe deeply, fully, without restriction. If you can climb a flight of stairs without gasping, if you can sing a few lines without strain, if your voice is strong and clear, that's not just good lungs. It's cardiovascular fitness, lung capacity, stress regulation, and posture all rolled into one. And when others hear your voice steady, strong, expressive, they may not know the science, but they sense the strength. Then there's the art of slowing down, not because you have to, but because you choose to savor. Healthy seniors have often mastered the pace of presence. You linger over meals, stroll rather than rush, sit in the sun without looking at your watch. That isn't laziness, it's mastery. It's choosing to experience life in real time. You've earned the right to slow down, and in doing so, you give your nervous system peace, your digestion time, your heart a break. People see it and feel it, this calm, this patience, this depth. And it's one of the most underappreciated signs of real health. So here you are, walking through your days, laughing, loving, learning, caring, creating, and probably unaware of just how remarkable that really is. You might not have perfect cholesterol or run 10 miles a day, but your health is written into your being. It's in the way you think, move, connect, and rest. It's in your stories, your touch, your outlook. And the world sees it, whether you realize it or not. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are a living portrait of what it means to age with health, heart, and humanity. And as you continue forward, remember this: your life is still teaching, still leading, still shining. Not despite your age, but because of it. And as we move further into what it truly means to be a healthy senior, one truth becomes increasingly clear. Health isn't confined to tests and prescriptions. It's deeply intertwined with the way you carry yourself in this world. It's not only in how your body performs, but in how your soul responds to life. There's a certain magic in reaching this stage where self-awareness becomes a silent strength, where your smile carries more weight than 1,000 words, and where your presence in a room is felt like a gentle breeze, steady, calming, and unforgettable. You know you're healthy when you've mastered the art of presence, not just physically being somewhere, but truly being there, engaged, attentive, alive in the moment. When someone speaks to you, and you look into their eyes, nodding with genuine interest, that level of awareness reflects more than just manners. It reflects clarity of mind, peace in your heart, and an appreciation for connection that only deepens with age. That type of presence creates ripples. Younger people sense it, admire it. They feel seen and heard in your company. And that is an unseen signature of mental and emotional health. Let's talk about energy. Not the caffeine-fueled kind that spikes and crashes, but that subtle, sustained energy that flows from a life well managed. Maybe you're the one still taking morning walks, tending your plants, or helping set up the community event. Your steps might be slower, but your energy is consistent. You're not collapsing from exhaustion halfway through the day, and you don't live in a fog. That vitality, that steadiness, it tells a story. It says you've made lifestyle choices that nourish rather than drain. It tells the world that you've learned to respect your body's rhythm, to fuel it with movement and rest and balance. And there's something beautiful about the way healthy seniors move, not necessarily fast, but with grace, with intent. Watch the way you reach for a glass of water, the way you rise from a chair, the way you stand at the window and stretch your back. These movements tell a quiet story of balance, joint health, and muscle care. If you're still able to walk without aid, navigate stairs, or even dance a little when the mood strikes, that's not luck. That's the result of daily choices, consistent motion, and perhaps most of all, love for your own body. That ease of movement is one of the strongest, most visually striking signs of a well-aging body. Another subtle but revealing marker? Boundaries. That's right. Your ability to say no when needed, to prioritize your peace, to choose your own rhythm instead of chasing after obligations that no longer serve you. Healthy seniors often arrive at a place in life where they've stopped apologizing for needing rest, for choosing silence, or for stepping away from chaos. That emotional boundary setting reflects not only mental strength but also a deep, intuitive understanding of what nourishes versus what drains. And when others witness you doing this, they may not say it aloud, but they recognize a grounded, balanced individual who knows their worth. Curiosity, now there's a treasure most people forget to look for in old age. But not you. If you still find yourself asking questions, wondering about new cultures, testing out a new recipe, reading up on space exploration or how smartphones work, that's mental flexibility in its finest form. The desire to learn, especially after decades of experience, reveals not only sharpness but openness. You haven't closed the book on growth. You're still adding chapters. That wide-eyed wonder, the glimmer in your eye when you stumble upon something new, that is one of the most youthful qualities a person can have. And it's magnetic. Let's not overlook the way you give. Healthy seniors give generously, but not recklessly. You give with wisdom, with purpose. Whether it's sharing your time, your resources, your advice, or just your listening ear, the way you show up for others is telling. You've learned that giving doesn't mean draining yourself. It means contributing in ways that energize both you and those around you. And this reciprocity, this wise generosity, speaks volumes. It tells the world you've matured into someone who understands that giving is an art form, one painted with boundaries, empathy, and grace. Your memory, yes, even if it's not as sharp as it once was, can still reflect health in beautiful ways. Do you remember people's birthdays? Their favorite flowers? The way your spouse takes their coffee? Those small, intimate details are more than memories. They're signs of presence, of attention, of care. Even if you forget where you placed your glasses now and then, the fact that you recall the essence of people, the heart of your conversations, and the spirit of shared moments, that is memory health that runs deep. And people notice. They feel loved, seen, and remembered in your presence. Let's talk about pain. Because yes, being a healthy senior doesn't mean being pain-free. But how you respond to pain can be more revealing than its presence. If you've learned to manage discomfort with grace, to listen to your body without frustration, to find strategies that help without falling into despair, then you're showcasing resilience, emotional strength, a mindset that transforms pain into a manageable part of life, not a definition of it. That kind of emotional adaptability is rare and deeply powerful. You don't deny pain, but you don't let it control you either. And that balance? That's health. Now consider your habits, those tiny, often unconscious patterns that shape your day. Do you hydrate first thing in the morning? Do you stretch? Do you take your medications regularly, follow through with checkups, go outside for fresh air? These aren't huge events, but collectively, they form a powerful system of self-care. Others might not notice each individual action, but the result of your habits shines through in your posture, your energy, your skin tone, your mood. You don't need to make announcements. Your daily life is the proof. And perhaps one of the most profound signs that you're a healthy senior is your ability to forgive. Not just others, but yourself. When you stop carrying the weight of past mistakes, when you soften toward people who hurt you, not out of weakness, but out of freedom, you create emotional space. Forgiveness doesn't erase history, but it releases the grip of bitterness. And that emotional release has been linked to lower blood pressure, reduced anxiety, and better sleep. If you've become a person who can look back with peace and look forward with hope, your emotional health is not just intact, it's thriving. You also recognize joy in quiet moments. It's no longer about grand adventures or noisy celebrations. You find happiness in small things: a robin outside your window, a grandchild's laugh, a warm bath, a soft melody. That attunement to beauty, to subtle pleasures, reflects a deeply regulated nervous system and a calm, healthy heart. It's not apathy, it's presence. And it's something people feel when they're near you, a calm, grounded energy that soothes and uplifts. And finally, one of the strongest, most life-affirming signs that you're a healthy senior, the ability to inspire without trying. You may not even notice it, but younger people often look at you with admiration. They see the way you live, love, and endure. They see your independence, your grace, your humor. And in a world that sometimes fears aging, you are proof that getting older can mean getting better. You become the quiet role model they didn't know they needed. Not because you tell them how to live, but because you show them. You, just by being you, are living proof that health is more than muscle or bone. It's the wisdom in your eyes, the steadiness in your breath, the lightness in your steps, the love in your touch, and the peace in your heart.